And if we roll the ankle out, we come to a point where the weight is in fact over the outside of the midfoot and the outside of the heel. Weight, just checking in, it's equal through the balls of toes, the big and the small balls of toes, equal through the middle of the toes and also through the pads of the toes. We now think about a cross your heart action where we take the small toes towards the pocket of the heel, this direction. We take the ball of the big toe from there to the outside of the foot, about that direction. So we have this cross your heart action, small toes towards the pocket of the heel, ball of big toe towards the outside of the foot. So we think about pulling the toes in, and they're pulling over to this side. The ball of the big toe is pulling this side. We'll do it again. The weight's over the toes and balls of toes, outside of foot. We pull the small toes to the pocket of the heel, pull in. We take this ball of big toe and pull it over to the outside of the foot. Do you see how the bunion toe lines up? Do it again. And outside of foot and front of foot for the weight. Small toes to the pocket of the heel, ball of big toe towards the outside of the foot. Again, this is beginning to line up any bunion toe. We'll try it on the left foot. This one's not so nimble. Ankle roll. You can see this actually does tend to sink down more this side. Ankle roll. Get the weight onto the outside of the heel, the outside of the midfoot. Weight to all the balls of toes and toes. Pull the small toes, the pocket of the heel. Pull them in. Ball of big toe, pulling to the opposite side on the foot. And pulling in. This one's not so nimble. And relax. Get the weight on the outside to midfoot. Pull the small toes to the pocket of the heel. Pull the ball of the big toe to the outside of the foot. We've got a cross the heart action, pulling in. So we now have a really firm, solid base to build our tall building of the body on top of it. Feels a little bit like Robocop. There are actually muscles that pull the pads of the toes and the mid-toe towards the pocket of the heel, and there are muscles that pull the ball of big toe area and just in front of it over towards the outside of the foot. This is the cross your heart foot arch muscles. Towel scrunches are a nice, easy way to get your feet working, and you can look at them working or not. You can check what the toes are doing. So just to start with, just get your feet towards the edge of the towel, just make it a little easier for ourselves. I've got this doubled over. So we just take the toes and pull back. Which toe is doing the work, the big toe or the small toes? Try both. Might not be making a lot of progress, that's all right. Now, I'm using a clawing action here. Clawing, you see? The toes are curling. Not much happening with that towel. What happens if I press the mid-toe down? And there are muscles that will do that. We're pressing the mid-toe down. The toes are now flattening. That is beginning to pull that towel back. Now, my left foot is not so nimble as my right foot. How is it going to find this? Just curling the toes under and pulling back. That's working all right. In fact, this towel's pulling back quite well with the curling the toes under. Okay, so what happens if I take the mid-toe and press it down and, yeah, it's working. I'm actually getting better at this, even though it's rather hard for me to press the middle of the small toes down to the mat here, the fourth and fifth here. A inchworm foot race, or if you like, a caterpillar foot race. My right foot should probably win. So we just take the toes and we curl them under and we pull the heel forward. Let's do 5 on one side and 5 on the other. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will the left one go as far? Probably not. maybe it's my lucky day today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's actually about equal. So that just goes to show that the exercises I'm doing here are actually working, and I am waking up a lazy left foot. Cross your heart, sole of foot muscle activation in seated. Get the ankle roll, and just get the ankles rolling so that you've got the weight on the outside of the heel and midfoot. Lift your toes and spread them wide if they'll go. Just check, have you got curled up claw toes or hammer toes, or can you get them nice and flat to the mat? We get the weight equal over balls of toes, mid-toes and fronted toes. The weight's over the outside of the midfoot and heel. We now put the cross your heart action into the muscles of the sole of the foot. Take the small toes and pull them into the pocket of the heel. Just pull them in. Take the ball of the big toe and pull it over to the outside of the foot. Just pull it in. Did you see how that began to cause a banana shape in the foot? Banana shape. And could you appreciate that this might be straightening up your bunion toe? Could we just show that on a slight bunion toe here? Small toes pull in, the toes straightening up. Ball of big toe pulling to the outside of the foot, the toes straightening up. And there we go. The weight's towards the mid to outer foot and through the balls of toes, equal. Ball of big toe with the small toes. Middle of toes, pads of toes, the weight spreading out equally. So that's cross your heart foot muscle activation. It's really good to get some massage into your foot after waking up these lazy muscles that you may never have used in your life before. There's lots of sensory innervation to your feet. There's a good 24 muscles working away in the sole of your foot. And it's about time that you get to learn to know them. With strong, competent foot arch muscles, you've got a firm base of support for the tall building of your body. You'll be tall, relaxed, and aligned, and you'll be saving your knee and back. That's good.